All right, it's Palm Springs Surf Club. So this is kind of a quick hit. I just want to touch a couple of things, not inappropriately, just want to touch them. These are just gonna be reverse channel. You gotta have acrylic over here and you're gonna have the normal aluminum welded up like we do, kind of a mixed materials. I just want to go over the product we're gonna put in. And also I got some notes for install that were told to me by Jim. So I just want to keep a sharp eye for that. So otherwise, let's just get after it. I'll do a quick lay of the land. So we'll have our cactus face here, 09. Good luck getting around here. We're all counting on you. So I'm going to go ahead and send over some Mark 6s, Block 2s. I know that because these letters are so small, we'll probably end up going 12 volt, which will mean fast packs. But I'd like to go ahead and route these anyway. Let's keep stacking these up, even if we're not using them. If anything, it gives us something to do. That way, fabrication's never slow. We'll always have Mark 6s we can build for ourselves. Also, it'd be nice one day to start selling these, start marketing these bulletproof power vaults are great. So you'll have your tabs. They're gonna be 1.5 inches, not that deep. That's what she said. So we have these will be 1-inch acrylic letters here. We'll have what do we got? Yeah, 1/8 inch clear Tough-Act for backers. So I am going to include backers to try to seal them up as best we can. And then we have our normal 3/16 clear Tough-Act for the Cactus. Got a couple of patterns here. So let's start talking with the product we're going to place. What I'd like to do is let's try to field something other than Bendlux. A couple of reasons we need to start getting off the Bendlux tip, start weaning ourselves off of that, obviously. Also, just the way people are, I'm sure that these letters are going to go missing at some point. Somebody's going to take something. They're just there. They're just going to be easy to take. Or even just people taking pictures standing next to these things. They might break one off or whatever. So let's go ahead and field a product that will probably be around, hopefully, so we can replace these without any effort. So I have them laid out for the Betro and the 16th Tough-Act method that we're going to do. So this would be the Betro, and this is actually Betro on the other side. So if we want to do a double-sided Betro, but the channel is the same as what we always do. So we might also want to entertain, because the Betro is only damp location unless you conformal coat it. That's why I want to do backers for sure, and we want to seal them up. So I'm going to do an 1/8 inch backer, but I'm going to do a 16th groove. So that way you'll have a little lip here, so you could maybe even silicone them shut. You'll have a bigger lip on the bigger ones here, it'll be less of an issue. Also with the bigger ones, you can see where this area right here is actually flat. The groove is here, and then the backer is just going to actually sit on top of that. So you could actually seal this up pretty well with silicone if you want. You can just go ahead and seal it in, get it nice and tight. So, or if you want, so you can either rock the Sloan, if you want to try this tape, the stuff with the plastic on it, the silicone, because it is wet location if you do it right. So this might be the stuff to use, or if you want to use the Max there or the Betro and try to seal it up. As we know, it's damp location, but if you use the conformal and all that, that might get us where we need. So either way, it's kind of dealer's choice for you guys. Kind of lay it out, see how it fits in there. I'm not really sure about color. I think it's just 6500 is fine. We can check with Jim and see what's up with that. But that's all. I'm just trying to let you know that. Also, because everything is so, as usual, there's no room. I went ahead and made the stud tap holes all the way to the front. So we have this is the 1/2 inch deep channel. And then from there, it goes even deeper. And then the studs will be actually tapped way forward. So if you look at it here, this will be your 1/2 inch channel that's routed out. And then this is where studs will happen. So go ahead and make sure you have these ones are, from the McMaster car, these are the plastic bottom tap, but they're long enough to get in there. So you'll be using these, but you'll see where it's clearanced to go past the channel. And then we'll be tapping up here, and we have an 1/8 inch to the face. So these will be manual tap. So just make sure you handle that. I don't think the tapping machine and prep will do this. So you might have to hand tap these before you send these out to paint. So just a heads up on that. You can see where here, like I didn't want to bring this channel down and get all the way down to here to this hole. So you'll actually just have a little clearance hole of 2-2, and then that's a 1/2 inch deep. And then you'll put your tap all the way in there and then make sure it's all cleared out and everything. So there's a little bit of challenge there because these things are so small. Also on the T here, this is the worst part of it. So good luck there. And then we can cram in our product right here. So again, the advantage of going with the Betro product, even though we haven't tried it yet, is we can do a double-sided. And so that way, when you have it, cruising along here, it's going to be super bright, because these little guys here are going to be so small that they're actually going to give off a different glow than these, right? And then these guys, this guy here is going to give off a different glow because there's hardly any light for this to disperse in. So if you do choose to go with the Sloan tape, then, do like we do, and we can face it to the inside here and try to get a good bounce. But this is where I'd like to maybe try the Betro if we can. So either way, but let's not do Bendlux on this one here. So make sure you got these taps, make sure you get them all tapped for paint, and then just see what product you want to field. So there's that. And also how these glow is what I want to talk to you about for install. So for install, Jim did bring up the fact that because you also will have more of a conventional, this is for fab, you'll have a more conventional light around here. So obviously whatever product you're using, so if you go with like the Sloan tape here, then you can use the 12-volt prisms here. Or, if you do a Betro product in here, then if it's 6500, then maybe you can get away with either the Sloans or bring in a Betro module for this as well. But as far as the Cactus is concerned, this is where for install, Jim had expressed that because these are kind of on the same wall here, but he would like this guy here to actually be forward quite a bit. And so you can see where on the pattern, I went ahead and marked it where this is where the top of the planter goes. And he actually wants about 3 inches to go into the planter to make it look like it's actually growing out of the planter. So this, it'll be forward like that. So when you go to put your pattern up, make sure that the pattern is dipping down and you kind of put it at the level there. Also, he said he wants this one actually mounted maybe 2 or 3 inches away from the wall, because he wants it to look like this is actually growing out of the planter and it's actually forward, way forward from the letters. Now, he realizes that that will cause a really big glow versus the glow we're going to get from these guys here, and then probably the different glow we're going to get for these, because these are so skinny and these are so skinny that they're not going to allow the light to diffuse the same as these letters. And then, of course, this being 2 or 3 inches forward to make it look like it's growing out of the planter, that's going to give even more of a big glow. So anyway, so that's for install. I don't know how far off they want these. They probably want to be close for a tight burn. So whether it's 3/4 or 1 inch off the wall for these, you can talk to Jim, but he had mentioned something about 2 or 3 inches actually off the wall for the Cactus. And again, make sure that you put the Cactus actually down, so that way you can, so it looks like it's actually growing out of the planter. So just a heads up for install. Also, so for these guys here, excuse me, I went ahead and sent backers back to Fab. I went ahead and sent the backers. They'll slide in there. You'll actually have room to silicone, so you can see where the channel is there. And so all of this will be free to put silicone down if you want to actually seal these up. So if you do go like the Betro product, you want to make sure they're really sealed in there, then you can kind of go like that. Or also on these guys here, there's not quite as much room, but I did leave a ledge. So if you look here, I have, this is 1/8 inch Tuff-Ac going in like this, and then there's going to actually be a little bit of a lip. So if you want, you can run silicone around the edge and kind of clean it up, or you will have a little bit of a lip if you want to go ahead and put some silicone in there. Probably just all you need is all the upward facing sides. That way the water can just shed off. Probably don't need all the way around. But you can see here where you'll have like a ledge here. You could put a little bit of silicone there. If you do want to try to silicone on the backers and try to seal these up really well. I do have drain holes in the backers. So that way, if any water does get in there, or any precipitation or condensation gets in there, it'll get taken care of. So anyway, just a heads up for that. If we're going to put that new product in there, we want to make sure that it's all sealed up really well and give it the best shot. So, but you might want to just get these routed and then kind of take a look at the two different types of product and see what fits in. Probably this guy is going to be what tells us what we can use, or this as well, how this actually fits in there. That's why I'm saying the Betro might be the better, because it's actually it can bend up pretty tightly around those corners. So anyway, so just some hints, some heads up, some watch yourself, break yourself. So otherwise, yeah, any questions, hit me up.
Check the technique. Check the technique. See if you can